Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am finally done where the heart should be, and so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So I will say this is my first time reading this book, and this is the first time hearing about Sarah Crossan. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I love this cover. This is such a pretty cover. This book I've gotten from my uncle. He got it from the library. They were giving out free books, and this was one of the books that he grabbed. He never read it. He just said, "I seen this book and I thought of you, so I just went ahead and grabbed it for you." So my uncle knows how much I love to read books. So with that being said, this book is based on a true historic, it's something that actually happened in history in Ireland, is the best way I can say it. In 1846. So in 1846 there was a famine in Ireland. Everybody was getting sick, everybody was dying, and so they were just trying to survive. They didn't have a lot of money. Not everybody had a lot of jobs. Some people were some people that were wealthy ended up becoming poorer and poorer. But then you have, so yeah, that's the backstory of the history. But this book is historical fiction, meaning that it has parts of history it has part of the story that is true, but the names and faces of the story and the characters in the story don't really happen. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. What I like about this book is that normally when you look at books, they're written in a format. They're written, I don't know how to explain it, but it's written like a story. This one, on the other hand, is written like a poem. So what I mean by that is that if we just jump ahead and go in here, we have the beginning and the end. You have these little sections where you think, so right here, if you were to put this in a regular format as you would read Twilight or The Hunger Games, this would be your chapter, and then this would be your whole story. But the way how this is written is that it will give you the title of the poem you're reading and what happens in that poem, and then it just goes on like that. So it's really, really interesting. It's really fast paced. Like you would think that this would be hard to read, but no, it's actually really quite simple. Every section is quick and easy. Everything is just so fast paced. What I like about this book is that in each section, you're able to understand what is happening, and you can just go back and see the characters, and it's easy to understand how the story is coming to be. But the main girl, her name is Nell. She is a scullery maid. She works in a big house. She's trying to feed her family, and she ends up meeting the nephew of the big house. That's what they call it. The guy who's trying to get rent money from all his tenants. Basically, he's a landlord, and his name is John Browning. John Browning is the heir to the big house. He's the nephew to the main man. And so she ends up talking to him. They end up being friends. It's kind of like a forbidden love story where she's a scullery maid and he's the heir. They can't be together. They can't be seen together. But he doesn't care. He wants her. He likes her. So they end up talking, and then they end up getting together. And this is where it starts becoming more of like, this is where you start to see how their worlds are different. So Nell, who is seeing people dying and getting sick, to not wanting to blame the nephew because she knows it's not his fault, but everybody blames the big man in the big house. And so they're just trying to live. But the one thing that I like about this story, and it kind of pulls on the heartstring, is in part 5 and part 6. So Nell has a little brother, and her little brother is named Owen, and Johnny and Owen end up being friends because Owen knows about Johnny, but he doesn't know much about him, so this is the first time that they're meeting. I love how they meet because it's just so sweet, but then everything just takes a turn. Owen ends up dying because he's starving, and then after that, Nell's dad, he started to cause an uprising because they're removing the roofs from people's houses, and they're just seeing that they're not gonna make it. So her dad ends up creating a plot to steal the man's food from the big house, and it doesn't go well. So now her father is captured, and she's upset, and she tells her dad, like, you should have been the one protecting us, but instead this is now you, and I don't know you anymore. And then Johnny ends up giving her money to bribe the guards to release him and send him onto a boat to America. And the plan ends up working very well, but then Murphy, one of her dad's friends, ends up creating a plot saying that they're gonna go to the big house and take care of the big man. So yeah, that creates a whole new problem. So then she goes to the big house, and she saves Johnny. She tries to save Johnny's uncle, but she couldn't. The house is already burning down, and then the uncle's dead, so Johnny ends up being in charge of the big house and taking care of its people, to where in this case he doesn't want Nell to leave, so he tells her, stay with me and we'll figure out something together. And it kind of leaves it up to interpretation what they do, because when you read the final stanza, it really just leads to you where you think they went, like whether they stay in Ireland and or they stay in Ireland or they leave. In my opinion, I think they did stay in Ireland, but I can't really say where they went. So with that being said, if you like historical fiction, if you love Forbidden Love, this will be your next book. It is such a great book. So thank you, Sarah Crossan. This is such a beautiful book, and I appreciate it. So hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.